not taking personal readings at this time. Please do not get scammed by people posing as me in the comments section. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel, Roseology. So today's pick a card is channeled messages from our high vibrational ancestors or our ancestors in the higher celestial realms. So the most pressing information that they have been trying to communicate and download to you is what this reading is going to be centered around today, because we are currently under something called the Sirius Gateway or the Sirius Portal. It is said to be a high vibrational star and is considered Earth's spiritual sun, given that it is over 20 times brighter than our star. It was also seen as the portal that gods used to travel through according to multiple ancient traditions and beliefs. It was also thought to be the gateway to heaven that our souls would travel through after death, or was revered as the doorway to heaven. So it is a very psychic, wise, or spiritually gifted star. And I wanted to take advantage of this time to channel some high vibrational messages from our ancestral team using this time period with this direct connection to Sirius that the sun is currently conjunct in astrology. So you may be feeling like you are phasing through some changes physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually at this time if you are seeing this reading when it originally posts. If so, it could have a lot to do with the sun, which represents our spirit, our solar energy, how we are motivated, the way that we perceive life and reality, the fact that it is conjunct, in other words, sitting very close to this high vibrational, very wise star, usually does signal a time where our solar energy is downloading a lot of different either information or frequencies, or our consciousness, which is another thing that the sun rules in astrology. It could be acclimating to like a different level right now. So there could be one of the reasons that maybe you're feeling a little bit of a shift or something in your energy, or even globally in the world, unless you are seeing this reading at a later date. But either way, I hope you guys have been doing well. If you celebrate the 4th of July, I hope you guys had a great 4th of July. Thank you guys so much as well too for being patient with me and waiting for me to get these readings up. I've just been a little exhausted lately and been trying to kind of pace myself a little bit. But thank you guys so much for being patient with me. It does not go unnoticed. I really do love you guys and your support, and the fact that you guys keep showing up and just like looking out. I really, really honestly appreciate it. But anyways, instead of me just like talking you guys' heads off, I know what you're here for. So let's just jump straight into the disclaimers and the meditation so we can check out the most pressing information that your ancestors have been trying to communicate to you. So obviously this is a general reading, meaning that it will resonate with who it is meant to resonate with. Tarot does not control or dictate your life. If you hear something that you do not like or agree with and think that you are fixed to that reality, then you are not using my readings correctly. I conduct these readings for confirmation and not answers. If you hear something for the first time, please do not take that message without receiving confirmation from your higher self and spiritual team. Please realize at the end of the day, you have the final say with your destiny. Your free will is your power, and what you choose to do with it will determine your life outcome, not a pick a card reading on YouTube. So please be responsible and accountable for your own actions, and use this as a guide to help decipher the messages that your spiritual team has been trying to send you all along. If you would like to participate in this meditation, again, this is a general reading for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you personally, you have to be personally synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and help you select a pile with your third eye and not your physical ones, I will be offering a 60-second meditation. Halfway into it, I will be placing crystals for my clairvoyants that like to pick piles with objects on them. And after the clairvoyant pile selection, there will be a clairaudient selection where I play a different tone for each pile, and you can select a pile based off of which tone resonates with you the most. If you are drawn to another pile, that's because there is another message for you in that pile. So if you're ready, get into a relaxed position, become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet, and work that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds, and then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self so you can receive confirming messages from your ancestral team in the higher realms. So we have 6 piles today. Normally I do not do this, but information kept wanting to come through. So 6 piles felt complete for this reading today. But here is pile number 1. Here is pile number 2. Pile number 3, pile number 4, pile number 5, and pile number 6. On pile 1 is citrine. On pile 2 is pyrite. On pile 3 is gold mica. On pile 4 is black tourmaline. On pile 5 is gold obsidian. On pile 6, smoky quartz. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we're starting off with your tarot cards or your tarot reading to see the most pressing messages that your ancestors have been communicating to you. Okay, so starting off with these, and then I'll pull additional oracle cards later on. The very first tarot card is the Knight of Cups. Then the Six of Swords in reverse. And Justice. Okay, so first off, pile 1, some of you may want to cut back, minimize, or maybe like withdraw your energy, or maybe how much you indulge in something. You may sort of want to stop participating in something or stop doing something. Someone wants less right now and is making that transition. For instance, this is like downsizing your home or removing certain foods from your diet, or hanging around less people for a different type of crowd. This pile, it feels like you are in an age of reformation. There's a different type of structure that you're calling for right now, and you are honoring that. And just know that this physical change in appetite, as far as like who and what you feel drawn to, will draw different people and experiences towards you. Some of you may have very prominent Aries or Libra placements, first house, seventh house, Mars, Venus placements as well in your chart, with Libra right here. But also Aries is kind of coming through too with the energy in your pile right now. And also, I don't know why, but this just very clearly came through. There may be somebody in your life that's trying to pull back from you. It could be like a romantic partnership, or a friend, maybe a family member, maybe business or something like that. But there may be somebody that is trying to actually pull back from you with the Six of Swords in reverse. But it's more so just kind of coming through in your ancestors' end, that they just show me a very specific situation where again, somebody may be speaking to you less. Maybe they're not maybe they're not returning your calls as much. Maybe they're not inviting you out as much or trying to hang out with you as much. Maybe they're not making as much time for you. I don't know what necessarily that has to do with your reading just yet, but that is something specific that they brought to my attention. A big message that your ancestors want to say to you is something maybe calling, pulling, or tempting you very, very strongly right now. It's very difficult not to want it or not to accept the offer with this Knight of Cups over here, but you may have to, from your point of view, go backwards, go back to something that maybe you walked away from. It could be your past or something similar to it. This may be why they show me that very specific vision of somebody possibly pulling away from you, pile 1. The reason for that being is because either you wouldn't have left the situation, or your ancestors are just trying to draw you towards a different direction right now for some sort of specific reason, and to really trust in that guidance. Some of you may feel like you are kind of getting pulled back towards your past. You may feel like elevated from this place, and a part of you may be struggling or wondering if you're making a mistake or the wrong decision going back to something with the Six of Swords in reverse. Because the Six of Swords upright, it talks about moving on, moving forward, progressing in a different direction, moving on in a lot of ways. And so in reverse, it can bring the connotation that it's like we're regressing or we're reverting or we're moving backwards. And you may feel like that is a mistake in some way. So this is like an job or a person, relationship, lifestyle, habit, routine, but mindset for sure with the Six of Swords right here. And you may be really concerned that going back to this means that you were moving backwards. Okay, and that might be actually what I'm starting to realize is maybe your ancestors show me somebody pulling away from you guys. Maybe not because that's actually what's happening right now. That may have happened in the past, and this particular person may be about to come back into your life, or try to like make some sort of like attempts to come back into your life. So if there's somebody that pulled away from you guys in the past, they may be in the very near future here, pretty soon, if not already, be trying to make their way back into your life, especially with this Knight of Cups and the Six of Swords in reverse. And you guys may actually feel a little tempted or a little pulled or a little interested to let this person back in. You may be really concerned that going back to this means that you are actually moving backwards, that you are getting in the way, that you're intercepting your own progress or interfering with that. And something feels right, or maybe it's speaking to you, or it's very tempting with this Knight of Cups, because this is an extremely charming character. We're dealing with the Knight of Cups, but mentally, you may not be able to help but to think like, this is counterproductive, this is wrong, this is backtracking. And I keep hearing, I said I wouldn't go back, whether that is literal or metaphorical, some sort of situation or energy, it feels wrong because it's your past or it's similar to it. And so the message that I'm picking up so strongly for you is, and of course, only take this if it resonates, but what I'm getting is movement is an illusion at this point in your journey. So in other words, let's turn this into an example. Let's say that you walk away from a job to start your own business. And as scary as walking away was, as much as you had to learn and figure out for yourself, as much as you had to overcome, because you were making these radical changes, it felt real. Risk was such a large presence in walking away from that job, for instance. And because you not only left, but then started your own business, even the challenges that you faced in becoming a business owner, because it was something that you always wanted to do and pursue, and because you were actually doing it, that rush of energy, it's like it felt like Six of Swords upright, like you were moving forward, like you were moving towards something, even if it was difficult, even if it was scary, even if it was painful. And forward felt or looked right. And it was, but you don't need confirmation of that. Most of you know some sort of decision that you made in the past that led you to where you are at today was definitely the right decision for you. You know it in your soul, which is why this call that is coming from your past or something similar to it feels wrong to you. Going back to that example, you left your job and started your own business, and a few years into being a business owner, you get approached for an incredible opportunity to go into business for the company that you left, the company that you used to work for. And you said when you left, I'd never go back under any circumstances. I would never go back into like that environment maybe. But now an offer from them appeases you with the Six of Swords in reverse. It's like something has piqued your interest and you feel like it shouldn't have. Your ancestors are saying it's because you conditioned yourself, and life had conditioned you. The circumstances and trials that you went through, it programmed you in a way that forward was the only answer for you. It was the only choice, the only way. And that job, for example, was so bad for, like, let's just say like your mental health, that the only right decision for you was to leave and take your chances as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. And so this moment may feel like a trick for you, but it isn't. Your ancestors are saying leaving things in the past, Six of Swords, right here, is not the only way to measure progress. So this offer has come to you at the right time, or at the time that it has, because your soul and you on a spiritual level have actually moved on. You are actually living in your future right now. And you may feel like you are willing to let something back in from your past or something similar to it, not because you are regressing, but because you've successfully left this in your past. They really want to make that distinction, that difference there for you. So it's like, in other words, it does not have power over you anymore. And that is the reason why you're tempted. At a certain point in time, you would have never went back. There was nothing that this entity or party or person or job or whatever situation could have said to you or presented to you to make you even interested in going back. But the reason why there's this difference now in mindset is because you have actually moved on, is because you were actually detached from this energetically. And that's just something that your ancestors, they want to really they kind of want to hammer that point home, that this just simply does not have power over you anymore. This cannot affect you anymore. Justice, okay? So this thing is now your equal, justice. And so someone or something may have come back to you, or they may be coming back very soon. They may be groveling, apologizing, or trying to make amends, or trying to offer you something because you are at a different level now. And it's not that you weren't their equal before. It's not even about them. It's more so just about your mindset. So if you were in a position right now, or you were just recently in a position, or if you come across this sort of being in the position in the near future where you're like, why am I interested in this? Why am I even open to this? Why am I even considering this? It's because there's a change in you, a change in your energy, a change in your mindset, a change in your experience in a lot of ways, where your soul is so confident in the fact that it's like, you can actually invite this back in should you choose to, if you want to, if it is for your highest and greatest good, if it is for your health, you know what is best for you as an adult. But, you know, it's like the message that I'm picking up here from my end, I don't know your personal story, but from my end, what I'm picking up is that on a spiritual level, there is a part of you and your soul that is saying the reason that you may be open to this is because it does not have power over you anymore. It cannot control you. It cannot impact you. It can't affect you anymore. And so even if things were to go sour again, or you were to separate again, it won't hit you as much with this justice over here. So that's what I mean by this thing is like, now you're equal with justice. So something or someone may be coming back to you, and they may be really trying to present you with something with this Knight of Cups over here. And again, it's something that your ancestors really want to hammer home, is that you are not backtracking. You're at a different level. So maybe that's why you want to forgive, or maybe that's why you're interested in something all over again, or maybe that's why you're okay with letting something back in, or that's why you're interested or tempted. This could even be the reason why you want to tell them to just fuck off again. Like, you know, excuse my French, but they want you to stop stressing about every move and to relax more into your present. So no matter what it is that you end up sort of deciding for yourself, don't think that just because you're open to something or almost craving something again, or a little bit interested in something, don't think that you're backtracking, or that you're making the wrong decision, or that you're not progressing anymore. Don't pressure yourself to make a decision if you find yourself in that position right now or soon enough. Don't feel like you have to do anything. You are still coming down from that rush of energy that we get when we make decisions to radically change or improve ourselves with the Six of Swords right here. It may look like too good to be true. So some of you have adopted maybe a little bit more cynicism in your life. You've learned to live without and to detach. And now you may feel pulled back towards that attachment in a way. And you may be worried about going through that process of attaching again, where it's like, oh my God, but I learned how to be independent, or I learned how to live alone. I learned how to live without this thing. I learned how to abstain from this thing. So if I go back, am I going to be in that same sort of like attached position, that sort of like devil card energy? No, you won't. So they want you to see this as the next step on your journey, no matter your decision. They're saying, just don't see this as backwards movement. Okay, so let's start grabbing oracle cards. Let's just see what additional messages they have for you. Pile one, what are they working on right now for you? Theme of your life that they're focusing on. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have new beginnings, and then passion also came out. Yeah, so this is, and then underneath the deck we have knowledge. So this is that experience, but also another thing that your ancestors are working on besides these messages over here is new beginnings. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. Like I was also saying when we were looking at your tarot cards, that for you guys, like, you are moving forward. You are still progressing. You are still moving towards your new beginnings. You are living in your future right now, for sure. But then we also have passion here. This is what I was talking about, this Knight of Cups. Something feels like you're tempted or interested or drawn. Something feels, it almost feels right, or it feels like a good idea. Maybe it's something that you're interested in. There's a bit of passion here, or it's like it's triggering some sort of passion or desire in you. But we have passion, rise up high, inflame my purpose, reach the sky. So this is another thing that your ancestors are working on. So this could have something to do with these messages that I picked up down here with your tarot cards, or just outside of even these messages with your tarot cards here, but they are working on new beginnings and passion for you. So it could be some sort of a new beginning, some new passionate beginning that you guys are on the precipice of right now, that your ancestors are actually making way for you and seeing these things through. Let's grab some other cards here, some additional messages from your ancestors in terms of things turning around for you. So we have allowing, and it says radical acceptance, says yes to reality in any given moment. So what's needed can come next. So there may be something, again, that you guys are allowing back into your lives, or maybe you're considering it. But again, this could be another message that is applying to your pile that's outside of these cards down here, what I was picking up. So you can either take this as like confirmation to the messages that sort of came through with your tarot energy, or just a outside sort of message. But allowing here, there is something that you guys are going to allow in the near future with this new beginning, something that's going to feel passionate, it's going to feel right, and it's going to feel, the passion may be what feels wrong, is actually what's just coming through. This Knight of Cups may feel wrong because it's like, it's like conjuring up so much like fire and desire and like passion within you that something about that may feel a little bit triggering or a little scary. But with this allowing card right here, and then look, we have love. Okay, so this could be like a person, especially with the Knight of Cups. He's definitely a charmer. And then we also have passion, new beginnings, and like what I picked up earlier, like when we first got into your tarot cards, was that your ancestors were showing me, or they allowed me to see somebody that maybe pulled away from you guys in your pile. And it could be somebody that you loved, whether it's romantic or not. But it says divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation, only love itself. And this is the thing that I feel like you guys went through. I feel like you went through this detachment process where it was like you sort of came to that realization on your own that it's like no person, place, or thing is my salvation. No person, place, or thing is the air that I breathe. Like you guys may have learned to live without something, to abstain from something. And so it's like now that you're feeling that passion again, that may be where you guys, it almost reminds me of the idea of like an addictive personality. Not saying that that's what you guys have or anything like that, but it almost reminds me of somebody being like, no, I want to go cold turkey and just not even involve something in my life anymore, because I don't, like when I get into something, I get so into it, I don't know how to pull out. I don't know how to not make it my whole like life and attention or something. But you guys can actually trust yourself if that's a fear of yours, okay? Let's just grab a couple of angel messages from your angelic ancestors. Ancestors in the higher realms for pile 1. Okay, so we have, what does this say? Dance with fire. This is, you guys may feel like you're dancing with a risk, or like you're dancing with fire and you're scared to get burnt. And then look at what's underneath the deck. New love. Again, this is what it is that feels wrong or scary or triggering for you guys, is this passionate new beginning. When it comes to love, this is love coming out twice. Knight of Cups. This is a charmer. You guys feel afraid or maybe scared or triggered to allow something back in, for as a new beginning. So even if this is like an old person situation, party, relationship, there's a possible really big chance at a new beginning with an old love or somebody in your life that you used to love, whether it's romantic or not. And you guys may feel like you're dancing with fire, like it's really risky. But Dance with Fire says do more of what makes you happy. Exactly. And feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you and lights your soul on fire. This is that passion card right here. And then new love here says a new relationship is entering your life who will be a reflection of your newfound authenticity. Exactly. You guys maybe had to go on that journey by yourself. And this may be why somebody was kind of pulled out of your life. So you guys could kind of find your own authenticity, find your own way. And this is why they're coming back, because it's like there's a change in you, but it's like there's this weird thing where it's like now you guys are on an equal playing field or something like that. Let's grab another message from an Egyptian netter. Let's see what they say. Okay, so we have here Osiris, death and rebirth. Look, there was an ending and now there's a rebirth. Something is resurrecting in you guys' life. And you may be definitely worried about it, pile one. This is just too much talking about an ending and then a beginning. And then we have again beset. Look at what it says. Passion, 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 passion. It's just everywhere. It's all over your reading. Jesus. Okay, let me just read this out of the book. All right, and additional messages from your ancestors. This is from Osiris Y0 Osar, and it says he is the oldest son of Gebenut. He is often depicted as a mummy with black or green skin, which symbolizes the vital spirit of the earth and vegetation. Osiris is a just, compassionate god. He is the god of suffering, victims, and the oppressed. And as such, he offers with mortals. All the power of fertility and reproduction resides within him, the cycle of death and rebirth. He presages, I think, the end of a cycle of a family relationship or friendship. Exactly. There was an end of some sort of relationship here. And it says, welcome a new situation again, just like new beginnings, with confidence, even if it is different from what you've experienced up to now. Abandon the old order. This is why you guys are, this is that Six of Swords in reverse. Abandon the old order. And always remember to be thankful for your life day after day, whether it is good or bad. Only in this way will honor and luck be your companions. So Osiris may be very closely attached to you right now. So look him up if because you may find some very strange like similarities between you and Osiris. I have to read Beset because it came out for you, but it says, cat-headed female deity or portrayed as the black cat. Sun goddess, she personifies the beneficial heat of the sun. Protectress of the house and cats. Goddess of prosperity and wealth. She represents sensuality and tenderness, charm and generosity, love and passion, desire and pleasure. Maybe you should take a break from your routine and reconnect with nature and with yourself. Live your life with more fullness and passion. It lies within your ability to develop seduction and passion. You could get great satisfaction in any area of your life and experience moments full of joy and satisfaction. Again, so also look into Beset as well, because you may find that you really resonate with her at this time in your life. And just a final message, oracle message from, your ancestors. So we have here, have courage, strength, fearlessness, and warrior. And underneath the deck, we have earth magic, nature, rituals, and charms. So I'm going to read Have Courage out of the book. And the ancestor speaks as, you are stronger than you think. Persevere and do not give in to fear. You have the full support of the universe. You are not alone. Believe in yourself and your strength. You can weather this storm. Even though you cannot see it yet, there is a wonderful rainbow waiting for you on the other side of this trying situation. The divinatory meaning says right now, the most important thing you can do is trust in yourself and the universe. Exactly. They want you, like I was saying with just your tarot cards, they really want you to trust yourself and trust that you know what's best for you and what's next for you. It says, dig deep within your soul. Keep focused on what is needed to move through or fix a challenge. Then step forward with positive intent. You've been through a lot in your life, and this obstacle will not stop you now. Stand firm. Draw strength from all that is important to you and be warrior-like. Know that you can do this. And pile 1, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, your ancestors, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So we are starting with your tarot cards or your tarot reading to check out the ancestors, your ancestors' most pressing message that they have been trying to communicate to you. And then we'll pull some additional oracle cards. So the very first card that we have is a 2 of Cups in reverse. Then we have the Emperor, also in reverse. And the 2 of Pentacles. And then the 10 of Swords, also in reverse. Pile 2, you may be a Cancer or have Cancer energy. Yeah, we do have the 2 of Cups here that is ruled by Cancer. But we are currently in the season of Cancer as far as tropical timing anyways. But I say that because I wonder if you feel like you're in a new season of your life where you are actually practicing the art of detaching and detachment, because that is what your ancestors are highlighting with this 2 of Cups in reverse and also your Emperor in reverse. And what is funny is I never see a breakup when the 2 of Cups appears in the reverse position, but I keep hearing divorce. So this could be literal or metaphorical, because a divorce is just like the absolving of a contract. But they're highlighting you being in a place right now, Pile 2, where attachments feel claustrophobic or they feel like anchors. Living without feeling so connected to things and weighed down with things. It feels like you have finally found a way to shake yourself loose of severe anxiety or fear, maybe even depression with this 10 of Swords in reverse over here, and some sort of connection or thing that you were bonded to or maybe even identified with, or that was heavily integrated into your life. It just got heavier and heavier with the Emperor here in reverse. Emperor is sitting on a throne made out of cement. In other words, he is the epitome of security, solidity, and permanence. So something that was supposed to be maybe permanent or long lasting or be around for like the rest of your life in theory, just got heavy. And the thing that your ancestors is showing me is a lot of you intuitively drawn to this pile. You would go through seasons and like phases of severe anxiety with this 2 of Pentacles right here to this 10 of Swords in reverse, and you couldn't figure out what was causing it for some time. But it's like there would be these like phases where the air felt so heavy. It may have disturbed your sleep, caused insomnia, brought on sleep paralysis, because there is an emphasis on someone's chest feeling compressed or like something was sitting on their chest, like difficulty breathing. And the moment or that you did or that you do end up detaching yourself, whether that's mentally, emotionally, or physically, gradually that heaviness, it starts to subside for you. And these debilitating symptoms that are coming through with this Ten of Swords over here in reverse were directly tied to Two of Pentacles, to this connection that you shared with something or someone else with the Two of Cups in reverse. So the moment that you do or did get out of that, be it a job, a relationship, a practice, a lifestyle, you fill in the blank, is when you will notice that you don't feel as suffocated. And that's exactly what this is. It feels like someone being suffocated. So a lot of what you are experiencing, pile 2, they're also saying, your ancestors are also saying that you're getting a very vivid, almost like test drive as well, of your more spiritual abilities, especially if you were new to tapping into them, or you feel like all of a sudden one day you became extremely sensitive to unseen realms and energies around you. It's almost like you are a babe learning to walk, or like an animal learning to walk for the first time. It's going to be a very awkward phase of these abilities integrating into your consciousness and your body. So you will notice times where your dreams are so vivid that you're lucid dreaming or even having out-of-body experiences, and other times where you don't dream at all, or the dreams are so random and erratic that they seem irrelevant and they seem like nonsensical. But whether you are seasoned in your spiritual or conscious journey or not, it does not matter. There's like a portal that has opened up in your energy, the way that they're showing me, or your conscious, I should say, and it's like these new talents or abilities are pouring into your spirit. And typically when this happens, it's an unpredictable phase where sometimes your abilities are overstimulated and other times it's like they've gone dormant. And this Two of Pentacles here, this like back and forth, up and down, on and off, that may be what you experience until you adjust to these sort of like new abilities, which you will eventually. You will also experience extreme differences in your levels of tolerance. And you may have noticed recently or pretty soon that if you are someone who drinks, because your ancestors are bringing this up specifically, if you drink alcohol, you have or will lose a taste for it. Like periodically, and so the desire will just vanish with this Two of Cups in reverse right here, and it may come back eventually, but it won't be like with the same pull or draw. And it's 555 on my clock right now, just notice that. So watch out for 555. You guys may see a lot of repeating fives right now or in the near future, or you may have been seeing it. But yeah, eventually it may, come back where you develop a taste for it again. But it's not just with alcohol either, is what they're saying. It'll also happen with your relationships, the people that you are around, the identities that you wear with this Emperor right here, the roles that you take on and responsibilities that you juggle, Two of Pentacles, the narratives that you subscribe to with this Ten of Swords over here in reverse will drastically pivot. And that's because, again, your energy or your auric field, that's the best way that I can describe it. What I'm seeing is a portal open within your energy body. So you have these strong reactions to people, smells, places, activities, even words. You'll notice that you're very sensitive to. You may have these like really strong like visceral reactions or side effects to it. These are adverse like side effects to different things that were in your environment before, in your life before. It's your sensitivity levels that's bearing the brunt of this, or that's where we first notice the symptoms of us like acclimating to different frequency levels and different levels of consciousness. So things will pan out, they're saying, your ancestors are saying, but I also just heard one of them say in the calmest voice, do not be afraid. So if some of these experiences have startled you a little bit, or they do, you are extremely protected. Call on Archangel Michael or an ancestor, an angel, an energy, whatever it is that you believe in that makes you feel safe and calm, because you have multiple spirits around you all working together to remove what they're calling them thorns in your spirit or your energy, with this Ten of Swords in reverse. And this is why many of you may notice that you feel little to nothing, or like you're not attached to anything right now. Like everything could change and you would be fine, or you may be interested in practicing more detachment right now, and this is why. So let's start grabbing some oracle cards just to see what other themes your ancestors are working on. So we have here imagination as well. It says, imagination now sets me free. Divine ones, I send my thanks to thee. And again, psychic protection underneath the deck. You guys are very protected. Like what I was just saying, around me now, a shield of gold, protecting me strong and bold. So you guys are protected. And with imagination right here, and it does say psychic, but also with imagination right here, I feel like this protection is talking about, especially mentally. So if you guys have felt like your mental health has been maybe up and down a little bit, like I was talking about this Two of Pentacles, just things kind of like up and down, and it's like you're trying to maybe get to like a more stable place, and you kind of can't get there right now. Emperor in reverse, like I said, he's the most solid character. It showed up in reverse. You guys are definitely protected mentally, and funny enough, these cards, they come out right after each other, 40 and 41 right here. But also with imagination too, what I'm picking up with this is like, you guys, some of you guys, you may be wondering if the things that you're seeing or experiencing is just your imagination. Again, it's going to have a lot to do with like some sort of spiritual abilities that you guys are that your spirit body is like adjusting to, in other words. And so this may be why you guys are feeling detached from certain people, places, things, habits. You just may notice that it's like, I just lost a taste for it, and not necessarily just food, but maybe even people, relationships, jobs. Like, you may just feel as though you have lost a taste for the way that your life has been. So it's almost like your palette is changing on a mental, emotional, and physical and spiritual level for you, pile 2. Let's grab some additional cards here, see what else your ancestors want to talk to you about. Okay, that was fast. Exactly, your path. And then underneath the deck here, we also have companionship. So your path is what they're they're strongly involved on your path right now, pile 2. And that may be why, like I was saying, like you guys may feel as though there's new abilities or even like spiritual skills and talents that you guys are getting adjusted to, or that you're getting acquainted with. And this is because these are sort of like new things getting introduced onto your path right now. But we also have companionship, which is funny because your 2 of Cups is in reverse, and 2 of Cups is basically the card of companionship. And so I feel as though your ancestors are talking about some sort of companionship, or even company. I'm seeing the word company right here, and companionship. They're talking about some sort of company with your path. So you guys may notice that if there was certain relationships that fell away, or you guys just felt like, I don't want to be around a certain type of person or energy or whatever anymore, that is because they're trying to align you with the right partner, with the right companions, with the right people on your path. So they're not interfering with your path as well, because they may have been interfering with your spiritual journey for a minute. But your path says, dear Lord, help me trust that there is a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. And illusions, it kind of is bringing to mind what I was talking about with imagination. Some of you guys, you may be wondering if like what I'm seeing and experiencing, like, is that my imagination or is it actually happening? Yeah, it is. It's actually happening. It's just, again, it's just new spiritual skills that you guys are going to kind of get introduced to, or it could be the spiritual abilities that you guys are already aware of, but they just get stronger, they become more vivid. And companionship says giving someone your complete presence is an astonishing gift. So there may have been the relationships in your past you guys may have been used to with this 2 of Cups in reverse. You may have been used to maybe people juggling you with this 2 of Pentacles, or maybe not being present with you, maybe not being in the moment with you. Maybe you guys have been used to like dealing with people or friends or romantic partners where it's like they put their job before you, or their family before you, or their friends before you, or something else before you, their goals before you, or something like that. And you guys are not going to experience that. You guys are actually going to experience true companionship moving forward. And this is why a psychic protection also came out, because something about maybe those wrong partners in the past, it may have affected you guys mentally as well. And that is something that your ancestors are very, very serious about protecting you from. Let's just grab some angel messages from your ancestors. Okay. So it says disguised solution, and then no rush underneath the deck. Disguised solution says a solution is disguised as a problem. What you perceive as a problem is pushing you towards a more favorable solution. So this could be that 2 of Cups in reverse, Emperor in reverse, where you guys are actually being pushed towards a solution. You're being pushed towards your path, and towards the right like partner for you, whether that is a person or a solution or an answer or clarity or a path that you just feel like, okay, this is where I'm meant to be, in other words. And then no rush underneath the deck says put your heart into it, but don't rush. There are valuable lessons along the way that will prepare you for the future. Yeah, so you guys are actually being prepared for your future on your path right now as well. Let's see what Commission Netter wants to reach out to you guys. We have here Newt, understanding. Newt is, and we have Horus, stability and equilibrium. That's what this is. They're trying to They're trying to bring stability into you guys' life. Like I was talking about the Emperor right here in reverse. The Emperor is the card of stability, and it's in reverse for you, meaning that you guys, you may feel as though you're going through different extremes, or like a lot is up and down right now. So your ancestors are also working on stability and equilibrium for you. And then Nut, understanding, she's goddess of the sky. So she provides us with kind of like the backdrop to our life. So when I think of like Nut, I think of like the skies that surround us. Like we look up and we see the same sky throughout our entire life, pretty much. We see the same constellations, the same stars. And so I feel as though this is your ancestors talking about, they want to surround you with people that are almost going to become like fixtures in your life, or not even just people, but they want to stabilize your surroundings, in other words, is what I'm picking up here. But I'm going to read Nut out of the book, as well as Horus and stability and equilibrium, because I have to. And Horus is actually the grandson of Nut in the Cometian pantheon. But Nut, understanding, says, goddess of the sky and celestial bodies, she swallows a setting sun and gives birth to it in the morning. Her immense naked body covered with stars is stretched out to form an arch that towers over the whole earth. Her arch position clearly shows her power in the sky and over the celestial objects. Her nakedness represents the purification of the soul. The stars that cover her symbolize the resurrection, the great light that illuminates. Your life is a mysterious journey. This is your path right here, this card that says your path. It says you've reached this point, and Nut wants to help you understand your purpose and your destiny. These are those new spiritual abilities I was picking up on as well. It says press on with confidence, because now you know that there will be favorable events on the horizon, and you might achieve your desired objectives. So also look into Nut as well as Horus if you don't know about their energies already, because you may find that you really resonate with them. And if you do, it is usually a good indicator that they are very involved on your path, either right now or as an actual guide. And Horus here says, in Horus, stability and equilibrium, says he is presented as a hawk or a hawk-headed man. His name means the distant one. The falcon with its majestic soaring and swooping in the sky. During a confrontation with the god Set, Horus lost his left eye, which was then healed by the god Thoth. The eye was given the name of the Eye of Horus. He embodies universal order and harmony. Put your trust in the god Horus, because everything will turn out fine. As with the albeit painful loss of false friends, Two of Cups in reverse right here, psychic protection, your path, companionship. Yeah, this is a disguised solution. Okay, so this is why some sort of separation. I did mention that. I kept hearing the word divorce with your Two of Cups in reverse. I forgot about that. And I never see this card in that way for some reason. Okay, so yeah, there was some sort of possible divorce that a lot of my pile twos have gone through. Like I said earlier in your reading, when I was just looking at your tarot cards, it may have been literal or metaphorical, but this divorce is a disguised solution for you guys, so you can get led to your right companion, your right partnership that's actually meant for your path. And it says, on the physical plane, you will be wrapped in harmony. His presence advises you to show more awareness in the way that you pay attention to your life. He helps you to transform all things from an inferior to a superior level. So you guys are also leveling up, and this is why you guys needed to be pushed into a different type of partnership, or different types of friends or romantic partners, or whatever it may be. And then a final message from your ancestors, divinatory message that they want to pass on to you. Okay, so we have here, back to basics, simplify, reduce, and center. I was kind of wondering that if you guys were trying to detach. I think I mentioned that in your reading. Yeah, I started your reading asking if you guys are in a season of detachment right now. It's just sort of talking about like a possible like division or breakup or separating from something. And so back to basics. Yeah, simplify, reduce, and center. And what I find interesting is that it seems like, I don't know if they're following behind this group of people right here, but it seems like they're getting back to basics so they can get back to their path. And you guys have the path card here. So I'm going to read this out of the book. And underneath the deck, we have enjoy music, instrument, sound, and tone. So watch out for anything that you guys hear like on the radio or in music over the next like few days or so from this reading, because your ancestors may be speaking to you through music, through words, through things like that. Okay, if there's a song you can't get out of your head, pay attention to the lyrics. Or music just may be very healing for you right now. But back to basics, the ancestor speaks, says your life has been so busy lately, but now it is time to stop rushing. Center yourself. Oh, just like it says no rush with your other oracle card down here. It says center yourself and look at simplifying your life. Consider realigning with the basics and connecting with the essentials. Do you need all the material things in your life? Are they fulfilling you or taking up room and using excess energy? Can you downsize, simplify, and donate or get rid of items that you do not need or use? This card may indicate travel or moving home. The divinatory meaning says slow down. You do not need to be racing around trying to keep up with the newest trends, products, or what your friends and family have. Remember what is important to you. This card is a reminder to appreciate the simple things. It may be time to declutter your home, your routine, your lifestyle, or your headspace. Yeah, this is that Two of Cups in reverse. And the Ten of Swords in reverse over here for you guys. But pile 2, this is all that I'm seeing for you. Thank you for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher selves, amazing spirit, as well as the ancestors for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are starting with your tarot cards or your tarot energy to see what pressing messages that your ancestors have been trying to communicate to you. Then we'll pull additional oracle cards later on. But starting off with your tarot cards, we have the King of Swords in reverse. Then we have the Eight of Cups upright. And this is Beset on the Eight of Cups, so she may be reaching out to some of you here. It's a Commission cat goddess or Neter. And then we have the Nine of Swords also in reverse for you. Pile 3, I feel like you guys are just right away. I feel like you guys are channeling so much. So some of you right away are very gifted channelers because your ancestors are telling me you can sense something big about to happen, either in your life or possibly on a larger scale. And you may not have clarity as to what is about to happen with this King of Swords in reverse right here. And part of that may make you feel helpless, like there's not much you can do with this Nine of Swords in reverse. And it's almost like because of that helpless feeling, like that anxiety just sort of like settles into like your gut, your sacral chakra area. So some of you may have been praying a lot for protection, for peace, forgiveness, understanding, for clarity, and not just for yourself, but also your loved ones and even the world at large. And if so, then let me just say thank you for praying for all of us and for that prayer that was put on your heart. Or if you've worked magic or intention for the world and for healing and protection, thank you. And I'm sending that prayer of protection, peace, power, and clarity right back to you. But what your ancestors are saying for you, pile 3, because they are correcting me and saying that you are a healer, not just a channeler. So you've been to Earth several times before, if that's the case. Whether you believe in reincarnation or not, I'm just telling you what I'm picking up from this. Also, Earth spirits. You've worked with Earth spirits many times before in previous lives, and you may feel drawn to them now. Someone here recently may have saw an Earth spirit as well, or a fairy, I guess. I'm not sure if that's what they're called, or like a fae. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm not educated on Earth spirits like that. But something about this particular time in history for you, pile 3, you can feel it in your entire being. It is just different. In all the millions of years that this planet has been here, something about this particular point in time feels different. In all the times and incarnations that you have come here, that you have manifested here, this particular incarnation feels different. So something about Earth specifically at this time, during this age, is different. And your spirit can feel something big about to happen. Your ancestors, they keep saying rest, and they are not giving you this knowledge, this awareness, I guess I should say, that something is about to happen. They're not giving you this awareness to go out and to save the world on your own, because they would never burden you with that. They give you this knowledge to recycle the energy. And that may be why I return that prayer to you too. Okay, so what they're showing me is by telling you about events or things that happen before they happen, they don't always do that so you can prevent it or stop it from happening or to intervene in any way. The way that they're showing me is sometimes all they are asking of you, pile 3, is to pray for whatever is put on your heart. prayer for protection, healing, peace, understanding, security, or wisdom or discernment, whatever it may be, whether that's prayer, working intention, energy work, whatever it may be. They're saying specifically about this large presence or force of energy that you've been picking up on for some time now. They're saying that they are not telling you so you can do something about it in the physical, but so you can do something about it in the spiritual, like pray or do some sort of spiritual work, or, you know, set intention in some way. Basically, the forces in the spirit world are well aware of all the things happening here in the physical before they happen, because in the world of energy, past, present, and future are all happening at once. That's the difference when it comes to dimensions. Time is the one thing that is experienced so drastically different from dimension to dimension. So they are aware from their end what is going to happen because they've already seen it. They are in the future, past, and present right now. So they are channeling messages to you so you can pray or set intentions or do energy work, whatever it is that you are gifted in from this realm or dimension, because the work that you do in this realm is work that, how do I describe this? It's like it's work that they can't necessarily perform in that realm without you doing something over here in this realm. That's where you come into the picture, because you're a conduit. Like I picked up earlier, you are a channeler or a healer. So you have done this for lifetimes, which is why you might not even consider yourself a religious person maybe, but you know how to go to a higher power. You know how to pray or how to work with energy. Prayer or energy work, it works differently on this side. So it's like when you send prayers on this side, for instance, it goes back into the spirit realm, their realm, where your ancestors are. And it's like you convert energy where your ancestors can work with it on their side. So it's like they send you the awareness on the physical side. I'm going to try to explain this. They send you awareness on the physical side. You pick it up on your end, and then you channel it right back to them. And the way that you give that energy back or recycle it back, it's like it converts it in a way where they can work with it on their end, which might sound like weird, because it sounds weird to me. So maybe it'll sound weird to you. I don't know. It's almost like you're like a water filter. You're like an energy filter, if that makes sense. And that's how they are showing me this. There's like a definite connection between you and them. And so if you have been praying, setting intention, and doing healing work, but feel like it's getting nowhere with this 8 of Cups, 9 of Swords in reverse, or like you're not sure how much you can make a difference with this King of Swords in reverse, you are making a difference. There's a lot of grief that you've converted or sent back to the energy realm for it to come back on the physical side. To those that you do healing work for, maybe pray for, it returns to them as lifted energy with this 9 of Swords in reverse. So you're making a difference, but they also want you to rest, because again, that big energy presence that you're picking up on in your spirit, they're saying is not for you to deal with on your own. They bring it to your awareness again for you to call that energy out on this side. And I hope this all makes sense. I'm trying my best to explain how it's coming through on my end. And as much as I study this stuff like divination, astrology, cartomancy, esotericism, there's so much that I have not even scratched the surface of, and so much that I do not understand. And I'm trying to like report it back the best way that I can. So I pray that that makes sense to you guys. But yeah, they also wanted to say rest, because the next year there's something significant about a 12-month period where you will receive download after download, very, very clear messages and information about things before they happen. And it will take a lot out of you spiritually or energetically, which is why they want you to start integrating more rest into your schedule right now if you can. You may start to feel more and more tired. If so, it's because it's very critical information is using you as a conduit or a medium for a very specific spiritual mission. They also said that they will reveal to you in time what they want you to do or need you to do spiritually on your end, if there is something that they want you to do specifically. But at first, you're just going to see a lot of things and won't necessarily know what you were supposed to do about it. King of Swords in reverse. And that may be happening right now as well. With this 9 of Swords in reverse over here, that may be what is causing that heavy feeling of like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, how I'm just one person. How can I do anything with this 8 of Cups right here? So again, they said that they will tell you what it means and why you are seeing it in due time, but to specifically rest. And especially too, it's something about the news they keep bringing up. So if you've been watching a lot of news and that's been getting to you, just realize, Pile 3, that you are a channeler. So whatever you kind of like pick up on or ingest, whatever it is that you kind of hear, or maybe read about or see, you process it differently from the average person because you are a conduit. So you have to be careful of that, okay? But it's almost like they want you to go on an energy diet, pile 3. So start grabbing. Okay, hold on. Let's show you the 2 cards that, wow, see exactly what's underneath the deck. Dream sweet, sleep deep. I'm gonna leave all 3 of these out for you. They want you to have rest. They really want you to have what's underneath. Okay, courage was underneath letting go. By shining brave and true and bright, my courage now returns this night. But let me show you the other 3 that flipped upright for you. So we have here letting go, allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. So letting go. So again, this is kind of reminding me of what was coming through for you guys, which is like you're a conduit. So when you pick up on information, it's really important for you guys to develop some sort of a practice where you practice letting go whatever information you pick up on or receive, because you guys are a conduit. Again, you process information differently. Like it can really sit with you and it can really impact you. 8 of Cups right here. It can actually really impact with the 8 of Cups, 9 of Swords in reverse. It actually sits with you guys in your energy field different from the average person. Okay, and then it says here, dream sweet, sleep deep. This is what I was saying. Your ancestors, they really want you to rest. They want you to go on an energetic diet where it's like, I'm not listening to the news right now. Or if there's people that you know, they only call you when they're in a crisis. If you can just sort of, you know, avoid it for now and just be like, listen, I kind of need like some time to decompress. Don't pick up the phone. You know, don't really respond to urgent matters right now, because your ancestors, they are serious about you resting and getting some proper sleep. But it says sleep that's deep and lasts till morn, wondrous dreams for days reborn. And then divine guidance. Again, like I said, what I picked up from them when we were just checking out your tarot cards is your ancestors were saying in due time, they will tell you exactly what they need you to do if they need you to do something specific on this end. But for now, the main thing that they want you to do is to let go and rest. But divine guidance says, whispers from the beings who shine, let their message be clear and kind. Again, you guys are conduits, period. There's no other way to describe it. You guys may have a lot of 11s or something in your numerological chart, because this 38 equals 11 right here. Let's see what else your ancestors want to say to you. Okay, so we have divine abundance. I'm going to keep this one out, divine abundance, and this was sticking out underneath, so I'll keep this out as well. Karma was in between. It says there's nothing from a past life that cannot be addressed in the current life. And then we have here clearing. Like I was saying with you guys' past lives, you guys have done this conduit stuff a lot before, so you may even be channeling or releasing or processing karma even from past lives. But then, yeah, and we have clearing underneath the deck. So clearing, karma, grounding, and divine abundance. And clearing here says, as true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start like letting go right here. It says you start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mind, my mind to God's, such freedom. Okay, and then grounded and divine abundance here says, so yeah, they really want you guys to ground right now. But it says many of the most evolved beings on earth are regular folks living with joy, dignity, and courage. So really ground right now. And what I'm actually kind of picking up with grounded is, in order for you guys to ground, they want you to just focus on what matters right now, not in a sense of urgency, but just focus on what matters, like the basics, like, you know, just focusing on work or your family or your loved ones. Like keep your circle of like, I'm only invested in this amount of things or this amount of people. Keep that very small right now, because they really want to prioritize rest and being grounded. So staying calm and grounded and not taking on too much. They really don't like that at all for you right now. And then we have divine abundance. You were born to align with love's will, follow the Tao and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundance, not chase it. So this is another thing that they are working on or changing for you, pile 3, is they're working on drawing abundance into you where you don't have to go out and get it, where you don't have to focus on it, where you don't have to work too hard for it energetically. For some reason it's coming through in that way, where it's like maybe you guys, you're setting intentions a lot or doing a lot of spiritual work or energy work trying to draw in abundance. So they want to make this easier for you guys to obtain when it comes to abundance and things of that nature. Some angelic messages or messages from your ancestors in the angelic realms. Okay, we have here warrior spirit, and it says you were born with a warrior spirit in order to survive the path of knowledge. Let your challenges bring out the best in you. So you guys even have a warrior spirit either around you, or you guys have a warrior spirit within you as well. And that's another thing that they wanted to either remind you guys of. So that may also be why some of you guys, it's like you want to do something like so deeply in your heart and soul. Maybe you're used to being a warrior, like an energetic spiritual warrior. And it's like you want to do something, you want to help, you want to make a difference, but you just don't know how maybe. And that may be very overwhelming. And this may be your ancestors saying like, don't worry, you're capable. You have the warrior spirit. But they don't, for some reason, they're like, we want you to set your arms down right now. We want you to sort of like lay this sword down right now and just rest. You know, even a warrior has to rest. And then we have here, choose love. Strong reactions cause more harm than good. If speaking up feels like the right thing to do, then make sure it is done with love. So this may be another thing that you guys are dealing with right now in your personal life. It may be something or someone around you that is maybe a little bit triggering. 9 of Swords in reverse, 8 of Cups right here, King of Swords in reverse. You may not know what to say to somebody in your life right now, or maybe how to deal with them in a proper way, like in a way that's like conducive for both of you guys right now. So they may even be, there could be somebody around you or something around you that's kind of stressing you out right now. So choose love, let go and choose love, and just allow yourself to be divinely guided with any sort of stressful situation in your life right now, because your ancestors are they keep like putting their foot down about less stress. Like as much as you can alleviate stress wise, do that, because they want you to have more rest, more sleep, to feel more calm, more grounded, to let go of more things, and to, instead of trying to figure things out on your own, King of Swords in reverse, 9 of Swords in reverse, to allow yourself to be divinely guided. Okay, let's grab a message from a Egyptian netter. Okay, we have here Noom, resourcefulness, and underneath the deck here we have Apophis, darkness. I don't know if this is what you guys are picking up on, is something heavy or big like that could go with Apophis, darkness, because Apophis was basically, to the Comitian tradition, you know, in other words, the Egyptian tradition or pantheon, he was basically regarded as almost like Satan in a way, and he would kind of battle Ra every single night that the sun would set. Ra was a sun, or Atum was a sun, and so every time the sun would set, Atum or Ra, or Atum Ra, or Amun Ra, however it is that you want to call him, he would go, down into the belly of darkness and battle with Apophis all night before rising again in the morning. And neither one of them would ever win. And again, we have warrior spirit here. And Atum or Ra was known to enlist other Neteru, the other gods and goddesses of the Kemet tradition. He would enlist them to help him fight Apophis at night. And so I'm going to read both of these out of the book for you, because it may be something that you guys are kind of picking up on. And so Noom, resourcefulness, the ram-headed god, but it says he is often represented with the human body and the head of a ram. He is considered the divine maker of pots. He gives life to his creations by modeling them on a lathe with clay from the Nile. He also shaped the egg of creation. He is a deity associated with male fertility and procreative potency, fire inherent in the symbol of the ram, and breathing new life into things. Noom is seen as a health giver. Yeah, you guys are healers. It says new positive beginnings or the birth of something powerful and inspiring in your life lie on the horizon for you, such as the creation and production of new things. Action and resourcefulness under the influence of Noom are bearers of fruits. You guys are about to bear some fruit. You're about to be the receiver of some sort of fruits coming in. But look into Noom and Apophis. You may find that in some ways you resonate with them or their stories. If so, it could be because these energies are very prevalent in your life right now, or they are guides for you in a way. But Apophis, darkness here says he is depicted as a gigantic python that dwells in the bowels of the earth where the sunlight does not filter through. Apophis is the embodiment of darkness, evil, and chaos, dark enemy of the sun god Ra, bearer of light. He comes into action in all the stages of Ra's celestial journey in order to obstruct him from dawn to dusk. But the existence of Apophis is necessary for the balance of the world itself. The ancestral clash between good and evil, the struggle between two opposing energies with the risk of a no return. return. Apophis threatens your balance. If you live in blindness, the path that you take is the opposite of that which is right. Immediately reverse your course and empty yourself so as to become a recipient of forces before reaching the point of no return. I think this is what you guys are picking up on. Like I was picking up throughout you guys' tarot reading down here, you guys may be able to sense or feel something heavy and you don't like it. It's just something in your spirit that you're trying to prepare yourself for and you don't know how. And it's very triggering to your spirit. Your warrior spirit may even be trying to come out, but your guides and your ancestors, they want you to rest right now. And I think it's because they've got something under control or something. I think they're working on something right now where they're like, listen, when it's time to go, when it's time to, bring out this warrior spirit, or when it's time for us to enlist your help in some way, we're going to guide you. We're going to tell you when. So you're going to know when. Pile 3. And then just a final message here from your ancestors. We have, look at that, spirit guides, insight, guidance, purpose, just like divine guidance right here. Okay, and then underneath the deck, it says begin writing now, create, express, and inspire. I'm going to read spirit guides underneath the deck. Watch out for any images of, is that an eagle or a hawk? It looks like an eagle. Watch out for any images of eagles as well. Spirit guides here says, what the ancestors speak, your spirit guides are calling you. They want to give you clear messages to help you on your true path. Yeah, divine guidance. It says you may not be able to go on a traditional vision quest, but you can embark on a spiritual journey. Learn more about who your spirit guides are and explore ways of communicating with them. Make attempts. Oh, that may be what begin writing now underneath the deck was about. Maybe you guys actually get in contact with your guides through like writing, maybe even automatic writing. Obviously do not try that unless you are absolutely comfortable with it. But writing and stuff like that, anyways, you guys may feel is a way that you guys can actually connect with your guides. But yeah, it says learn more about who your spirit guides are and explore ways of communicating with them. Make attempts to hear, feel, see, and sense your spirit guides. Again, yeah, this is you guys' ability to channel and be a conduit and a healer. It says if you are unsure of how to communicate with your spirit guides, meditate and ask for a sign about who your guides are, or ask for help from a spiritual friend or mentor. The divinatory meaning here says it is the right time to connect with your spirit guides. You are ready now. Do not be afraid because your spirit guides are already guiding and protecting you. Pay attention to any object that you feel drawn to, such as a crystal, rock, or a feather, which you can keep as a spiritual talisman. If you find a special item, keep it safe and use it in your spiritual practice. And pile 3, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, and our ancestors for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, pile 4. Welcome to your reading. So we are starting off with your tarot cards or your tarot energy down here to see what pressing messages your ancestors have been trying to communicate to you. And then we'll pull some additional oracle cards later on. So starting off with your tarot cards, we have here the Two of Cups, then Strength, and Temperance in reverse. I just heard follow your gut feelings, pile 4. Follow your gut feelings. If you just randomly get a gut feeling, do not worry about looking weird or just like erratic. Listen to your gut feelings right now. Also, okay, so we have the Two of Cups, Strength, Temperance in reverse, and also, yes, before I forget to mention it, when I was shuffling your cards, I saw the image. It was a vision that your ancestors gave me of somebody standing on fire. And in esotericism, that is symbolic of alchemy, which is just a fancy way of saying transformation or transmutation. But your cards here are telling me that for your pile, many of you have performed some sort of like magic or spell or energy work on yourself. And the cool thing is spiritual work and magic is, again, it's just another fancy way of saying energetic output. So let's say that you are not someone into ritual and things like that, but you've been going to therapy or working on your health or developing new relationships or hitting the gym. That is a form of magic being performed over your life, because in this 3D experience, everything that we do, every choice that we make, every action we perform, it comes with results. It comes with a reaction. So every card here is talking about the process of you coming together with something else, from your Two of Cups, which is two people merging together through an emotional bond, and then to Strength, which talks about this union between the woman, who is a sophisticated being, and the lion, which is an apex predator. And the deeper meaning in the Strength card is all about the higher, more developed self merging with the lower, less civilized self that is the animal or the lion. And animals, they don't premeditate. They don't think about consequences. They are purely instinctual. And so this card is about consciously incorporating the primal instincts into our human life. So instead of reacting through our subconscious without thinking things through, we use those primitive ways for insight, and they expose our subconscious impulses and triggers, while the cultured side of us, this is who we want to be. It teaches our lower ways how to express itself in a more polished way. So Temperance is the card of alchemy. Over here we have your Temperance, and it's an angelic being who has enchanted its entire environment. Even the laws of physics bends to its will, which is why we see here in the upright position specifically, we see this pouring of cup to cup, and it's almost as though the water is falling horizontally. It's not falling vertically completely. So and it's in reverse for you, for your pile, with Temperance over here. So first message coming through from your ancestors to you is about your teacher, whoever that may be in your life. They want you they want that to swap. So let's say that like you've been getting advised or counseled by like another human being in your life. Could be a family member, a friend, a partner, a business associate, or someone that is very skilled in their own niche. It could be an actual like professor or, you know, something. Then your ancestors, they want to take the position of that person where you are incorporating more spiritual knowledge into your life. In other words, if you are someone that has been on a spiritual journey, let's say, and you're seeking a lot of higher knowledge through the ethos and through downloads, they're saying a physical person is about to manifest in your life that you end up learning a lot from as well. But they are also talking about a project for some of you in this pile, being more proud of your work. Stop doubting yourself. With this Two of Cups here being very open, the Two of Cups is very open to their peers. You know, that's why they're exchanging cups. And the Strength card, being ruled by Leo, is the card and the sign of pride. And Temperance in reverse, as you can see, is the only card here that features a single character by themselves, and it's in the reverse for you. In your other cards, we have two people in the Two of Cups. We have a woman and a lion in the Strength card right here. So there's always some sort of companion until we get to your Temperance, where it's just an individual person, and now it's in reverse. So if you've been doubting yourself, feeling unprepared, like you don't know enough, or like when you have maybe a partner or somebody else with you, maybe you're feeling more confident, maybe you're feeling more sure, maybe you're feeling more calm. Your ancestors are saying something about experience being the next teacher for you. Temperance is the card that represents an ascended master, someone that has essentially mastered themselves and their journey. So in other words, they are without faults at this level of Temperance. They're perfect, and it's your only card in reverse. Again, so your ancestors, they want you to stop striving for perfection somewhere, whether this is work or a project, or let's say that like you're a parent and you're dealing with a lot of what's it called? Is it called parent guilt or something like that? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't have kids, but I've heard it before where people are like, I'm dealing with like a lot of dad guilt or mom guilt, something like that. So like, let's just say that like you're a parent and you're worried about, or you're feeling like a lot of like guilt of being a parent and just wondering, like maybe you're second guessing yourself in your parenting abilities. Your ancestors are saying, no matter what it is that you may be doubting right now, they know that you're in a place right now where maybe you're feeling like, I don't have a rule book for this situation, with Temperance in reverse right here. You know, like I've been around a lot of peers. I've learned from a lot of people around me with the Two of Cups and Strength. So even with all this training and or knowledge, I still have to take what I've learned, Two of Cups, Strength, and then I have to turn around and apply it when it comes to Temperance right here. So there's like a place that you get to if you are intuitively drawn to this pile 4. There's a certain spot that you get to where you are working or like maybe you're independent or something, and you're the one in the driver's seat making the decisions, and it starts to get a little tedious for you when you're the one maybe making decisions, or, you know, when it's just maybe you dependent on you. It starts to get a little tedious for you with this Temperance card in reverse, because you were analyzing every single step. Temperance is ruled by Sagittarius. Sagittarius opposes Gemini in the third house. Gemini in the third house, it's all about teaching and learning. And with Sagittarius in the ninth house that opposes it, it's all about beliefs, convictions. I know something so well that I actually believe in it. So we graduate from Gemini in the third house to Sagittarius in the ninth house. Learning becomes a credit when you ascend to Temperance, Sagittarius in the ninth house. And Temperance is one of the most natural cards in tarot. Again, it represents perfection, because this is a higher power saying, I created you, and you are not just good enough, you are perfect, but you have to trust yourself. Something is supposed to feel a bit more natural, pile 4, but you questioning yourself is where either the fear or the doubt creeps in, and then you end up going like down this rabbit hole, making comparisons between yourself and others. With this Two of Cups over here, maybe even wondering if you were doing what you were meant to do, with a card of pride, strength right here. And so yes, this path that you were on is carved for you, no matter what path you are on, and it will be different for each of you. Some of you are a teacher or a healer or an artist or in school or a business owner or trying to land that perfect job. Maybe you're a parent or in a relationship. But no matter where you are at, your ancestors really want you to start telling yourself, I deserve to be here. Because what they're saying, I hear very clearly, they're saying in the near future, with this Two of Cups and the strength right here, this is clear as day, that in the near future, you will be approached for certain opportunities or deals. You could be moving to like a different part of town, or moving up in a tax bracket, or the amount of money that you make could increase like exponentially. This could be more personal as well. It doesn't just have to be some sort of like a business opportunity, but this could just be some sort of a personal transformation. Like I said, I saw you guys as like feet in fire, or fire under you. And so this is all about alchemy. So something is about to transform on a great scale in your life. And they're saying that this could even be on a personal level. But again, wherever this change happens for you, could even be in several areas. Maybe you end up getting into a long-term relationship, or getting married, or becoming a parent. But if you do not start practicing a sense of pride now, if you don't start practicing that high self-esteem with strength now, where you feel worthy of that opportunity or that relationship or that job or that amount of money or being in that tax bracket, it can develop later on into a deep sense of imposter syndrome with Temperance in reverse. Okay. And Temperance in reverse, it comes through as, yes, I am this perfect being, I'm this mastered being, but I don't believe it. So there's a sense of like you're working as a master, but you're questioning if you know what you're doing. And that's where the confusion can set in here. And it's like, oh my God, like, am I actually as good as I want to be? Or do I just want to think that I'm this good? In a way, this imposter syndrome will almost soil the experience for you. This transformational alchemical experience for you, you will be too much in your head to realize, hey, I actually deserve this transformation in my life. So you may be looking up to whoever this opportunity is or this change is. Meanwhile, they're going to see you as their equal with this Two of Cups right here, upright, and strength, the card of pride, also upright. So start practicing pride today, pile 4. That's a very important message from your ancestors. So let's start grabbing some oracle cards from your ancestors to you, pile 4. Okay, and the card that slid out, you guys see that? Confidence. This is strength right here, that pride. By earth and air, water and fire, let my confidence take light, burn higher. Exactly. This is what your ancestors want you to feel. More confidence. Stop doubting yourself. Stop questioning yourself. Underneath the deck for you, we have joy. It's going to bring a lot more joy into your life. The more confident that you are, the more that you believe in yourself, you're going to experience such a beautiful level of joy. It won't be pride to the point where it's like you're not like humble or anything like that. But it's going to be like a healthy sense of pride and ego where it's like, you feel a sense of joy, you know, with yourself and confidence. But joy says, as I do will, so mote it be. Let joy and light radiate from me. You guys are going to be radiating radiating. That's another thing that strength rules, because strength is ruled by Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun. So you guys are going to be radiating confidence. You're going to be radiating like this skill, this mastery, this temperance energy right here. So you may even, your energy may increase in a way where it becomes like a lot stronger, and maybe even attracting more people, more things towards you. Let's grab some other cards to see what else your ancestors want to say to you, pile 4. Okay, so surrender flipped over. Sanctity fell out, and under the deck we have deepening. Okay, so surrender here says, sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you are dying. The ego learns what is hardest, to stop trying to control the whole universe. So there's a sense of surrender that your ancestors are also helping you to do. Because again, like I said, with temperance, this is the most natural card in tarot. Like it's as natural as like walking, right? Like we don't necessarily think about walking. We just kind of do it. So there's a sense of surrender here. It's another thing that's also experienced in the strength card, as the woman and the lion, they work together. They kind of surrender together in order to become one. That's another thing that we also see in the Two of Cups. So again, you guys are surrendering to some sort of an alchemical process. Sanctity here also says, through offering, even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. So sanctity here is talking about you guys offering up some sort of a problem or issue or a situation that is vexing you in a way, and it's going to end up coming through as a sacrament. It's going to end up coming through as a possible solution for you guys as well. And underneath the deck, deepening here says, once you are on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping, detachment, and surrender. Oh, just like surrender right here. And it says they bring the peace of God. So you guys will definitely be deepening into some sort of a transformational process. So in other words, you guys will adjust. You guys will adjust. You will acclimate. It will become, it will start to feel more natural for you. In other words, you'll deepen into that. So this temperance is going to flip upright for you guys. Let's grab some messages from your ancestors in the higher angelic realms. And we have here vibe check. Low vibrational energies are affecting your ability to manifest your best life. Clear the negative energy that is attached to you. I think that negative energy has something to do with maybe doubt, because doubt can be a very heavy energy. And then underneath the deck, we have sit this out, and it was in reverse, and it says something is not quite right. Wait a little longer before taking action. Timing is off, or it could be the wrong decision. So because sit this out, it sounds like an instructional sort of a message. I'm going to allow you guys to divine that card on your own, with your own ancestors, your spiritual team. Let's grab a message from a Commission Netter. So in other words, an Egyptian god that may be very drawn to you right now, or they may be on your team. Okay, so we have, okay, so this one on top, I believe, wanted to be seen, but we have Nefertum, completeness, and then Heka underneath, alchemical force. Heka is basically the energy that is, it's magic. It's basically just their label for magic, the things that they couldn't explain. And then we have here Nefertum, completeness. So this is about you guys being complete. There's some sort of transformational alchemical process that is going to make you guys feel more confident and joyful, because you're going to maybe feel more complete in a way by surrendering. And that may be why we have the Two of Cups and strength right here. There's something that you guys are coming together with, and you're going to feel very complete, like what I was picking up when we were just checking out your oracle cards or your tarot cards. And again, look, we have Thoth, wholeness. So we have completeness and wholeness. You're going to feel whole after this process. Pile 4? Yes, pile 4. I've got a lot of piles today. I think I've got 6 piles, so I keep forgetting which pile I'm on. But I'm going to read both of these out of the book. So Nefertum, completeness, says his name means perfect without equal. He is the god of perfume. You guys are perfect. Like, what was I saying about your temperance card? That this is the energy of perfection. This is a perfect being. And like I told you guys, this is spirit, this higher power is saying, I made you perfect. It's just about you guys believing that. And it says, his name means perfect without equal. He is the God of perfumes who relieves suffering and also the God of immortality. He is represented as a young boy dressed in a simple skirt with a lotus flower on his head, a symbol of birth and regeneration. And for this reason, he is the deity of sweet smells. He represents the complete fusion with the universe, the ultimate success, the completeness, triumph, and initiatives, the fullness of one's own energies. So this is fullness coming in. It says, follow the heavenly directions and you will have the right reward and the right place in a higher spiritual hierarchy. This is temperance right here. This is just basically ascension. This is that transformational process. Remember that the initiate is the one who carries a seed of light within them. Seed of light, just like it says right here, let joy and light radiate from me. And then we have Thoth, wholeness, and this says human-shaped deity with the head of an ibis or in the form of a baboon, moon god and symbol of wisdom, lord of time. He is the protector of scribes and the inventor of writing, the god of magic, just like we had Heka come out for you, clairvoyance and law, so watch out for your clairvoyant abilities as well. He assists Anubis in judging souls and reaching decisions on their fate. You are required to show self-discipline, as this is the key to success and making progress. Learn how to use intelligent resources if you want to successfully complete certain enterprises. Yeah, so this is about, if you guys have some sort of a project or an enterprise, please believe in yourself, because it's saying right here, learn how to use intelligent resources if you want to successfully complete certain enterprises. Learn to be whole and to reject immoral tendencies. Be impartial in all the things you do if you want to pursue a complete and just life. This is so confirmational what your ancestors were saying. And then just a final message here from your ancestors, just to leave you guys off with to ponder. Okay. So we have underneath the deck, be thankful. This is underneath the deck for another pile as well. I don't remember which one, but enjoy music here enjoy music was underneath the deck for another pile as well. But it says instruments, sound, and tone. So this may actually be healing. Using music and instruments, sound to heal may be very, very efficient for you guys right now. And then be thankful is a card that came out. It says gratitude, appreciation, and harmony. Be thankful for yourself. More pride in you, okay? But I'm going to read that out of the book. And so be thankful, the ancestors speak, says, in this busy world, it can be hard to remember to appreciate the positives. This card is a reminder of how important it is to appreciate your loved ones, both past and present. Even though there are difficult times, try to be grateful for the lessons that the challenges have taught you. Wisdom can come from hardship. The tough times have made you resourceful and resilient person that you are today. This reminds me of no, it's not that. Is it Heka? Let me see. The card that flipped over as well, or it was underneath one of these. Heka. Oh my God, you guys, you see what Heka says here? I didn't notice that until right now. It says alchemical force. I told you guys, I was saying your ancestors gave me a vision of fire under your feet, and that means alchemy. Oh my God, there's an alchemical force happening in you guys' life right now. It's the spirit of alchemy. Transformation, transmutation. You guys are being elevated. Temperance over here is literally the card of alchemy. That is insane. I just noticed this. That's incredible. Okay. But yeah. Okay. So the divinatory meaning for be thankful says appreciate the food, shelter, clothing, water, and clean air that you have access to each day. Connect with your family, friends, and loved ones. Love them for who they are. Do something that you enjoy and be grateful for the pleasure that it brings into your life. Also remember to say thank you to the universe and your spirit guides for all of their help. And pile 4, that was a wild ride, but this is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, and our higher self and amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. Pile 5, welcome to your reading. So we're starting off with your tarot cards or your tarot reading to check out the most pressing message that your ancestors have been trying to communicate to you. Then we'll pull some additional oracle cards later on. So starting off with your tarot cards, the very first one that we have is the Ten of Cups. Then the Ace of Swords in reverse. And then the Moon. Yes, in reverse. All right, pile 5. This will either be a message for you or not, because this message is so straightforward from your ancestors, but immediately they're referring to this 10 of Cups right here. They're actually pointing to it, which means that this is where they really want to focus on for your reading. And 10 of Cups is a card of family and family dynamics. It's the card that deals with idealism, fantasy, and the white picket fence reality. So you may be wanting to romanticize your life, or at the very least you're working to create a life that you don't want to like escape from with this moon card here. And the moon card is ruled by Pisces, the sign that rules escapism through fantasy, daydreaming, and all the conscious realities. Pisces is a shapeshifter. It moves in and out of different levels of consciousness and even different dimensions with ease. So Pisces is gifted in the art of not being grounded. And this card is in reverse for you, along with the Ace of Swords. Card of clarity, confidence, and assurance. It's a mentally confident or clear card. So some of you may feel or have dealt with feelings of wanting to get away from or maybe even escape your family and the people or relationships closest to you. They may not have felt like a safe space for many of you, and you have always held the idea that family is supposed to feel loving or safe, or is supposed to feel like X, Y, and Z. My relationships or friendships should feel like X, Y, and Z. But there is a disconnect here with the Ace of Swords and Moon in reverse, and you've been trying to reconcile that. You've been trying to work that out. And this is what your ancestors have been, I think, working on bringing into your life or fixing for you, if this is something important for you, if this is something that maybe you want to like salvage or fix or improve. So you may want to feel or experience what it is like to have this 10 of Cups, this white picket fence. And it doesn't have to look like this. That's the point of idealism. It's something that we produce in our mind's eye, meaning that you are the author of that fantasy. And so whatever your dream is in terms of this safe, loving space, that is what they are pointing to. So for those of you intuitively drawn to this pile, they are saying some of you have been so sad or stressed or bothered or lonely because of this lack of support in your life. And it's been difficult for many of you to show up for yourself. Not that it's a bad thing to show up for yourself, but you know how there's a saying like, we're not robots, we're human, so we have to rest. You know, it's like we have to have some off time. That applies to your emotional state too. You deserve to be able to rest emotionally as well, where you feel safe, accepted, and supported. And you can kind of lean on the people around you. And this rainbow here as well in this 10 of Cups is really drawing to mind for those of you that feel closely connected to the 7 African powers. Maybe you feel called to the Yoruba tradition or Santeria. There's a particular Orisha working on peace in your family, I just heard. So if you've been experiencing a lot of issues in your family, people just cannot come together, there's a very big, powerful power or spirit around you that does not play when it comes to the family dynamic. They honor the family above all else, whether it is blood related or not. It is a big priority for this spirit to fix or heal the family. So for those of you that have been working on maybe ancestral healing or karma, as well as healing related to your descendants, you also have descendants here, whether they are yours by blood or not. Their journey is related to and impacted by yours. And so you may not know how to get to this 10 of Cups with this Ace of Swords and Moon card, the card of uncertainty. And why did I just hear superstition? Who has, okay, so someone here may have a spiritual theory as to why your family dynamic is the way it is. Like maybe there's a certain generational trend where like the moms and the daughters don't talk in your family, or they don't get along, or maybe siblings fall out, or maybe there's like a lot of divorce, for instance, in your family. There may be some sort of a trend or a pattern that you have noticed in your own family or in your relationships, and you have a deep spiritual awareness of that. You might consider it a theory or superstition as to why maybe the family can't get along, or why it's difficult to maintain relationships or keep the peace or to hold together the family unit. You are on the money. It's not a superstition. It's not a theory. You're actually spot on. And this is why they're pointing to it. Okay, let's start getting oracle cards for you. Like I'm already ready for your oracle cards. Some of you as well, you may have, because we have children in this Ten of Cups, so you may have some childlike energies or spirits around you, as well as even, are they called familiars? I don't know, like animal spirits around you with this moon card right here. So you may have had animals that passed over the rainbow bridge, because I'm seeing that this rainbow is kind of sticking out to me too in the Ten of Cups. So you guys may have some animals that have passed on that really felt like family for you, that maybe you miss a lot. Yeah, they are around you in spirit for sure. Wow. Okay. Yeah, let's start grabbing some oracle cards. Look at that. What was I talking about with your Ten of Cups? Safe. You guys have this idea that family's supposed to feel safe, or my friends and relationships is supposed to feel safe. We have safe home here. I cast a circle round about. Safety now is beyond doubt. And then courage underneath the deck right here that says, by shining brave and true and bright, my courage now returns this night. So courage is telling me, along with safe home and the messages that I was picking up in your tarot cards down here, because safe home for me is totally it could be talking about you guys as like physical space, your physical home. But for me, it's really confirming the messages that I picked up about how you have this ideal about like what your relationships and what your family is supposed to look like or be like. It's supposed to feel like a safe home, like a safe space. And with courage right here, and I also did pick up that message when we were just looking at your tarot cards later on in your message, that some of you guys, you have been working on ancestral healing, and you're actually spot on in terms of like you have a spiritual theory as to why certain things occur in your family or certain patterns happen within your own relationships. But courage here is saying that a lot of you guys have had the courage to stop certain patterns in your family or in your relationships. A lot of you guys have had the courage to walk away, to leave certain toxic connections behind, or people behind, or relationships behind, in order to create a safe home, in order to create your own Ten of Cups, in order to create your own white picket fence fantasy or life or reality, right? Like that's why I was talking about like idealism is all about you guys like dreaming that up in your own mind's eye. So this courage card right here is actually your ancestors acknowledging the fact that so many of you in this pile have had the courage to keep breaking away from or separating yourself from anything that is not conducive to you building this white picket fence, Ten of Cups reality that is not conducive to a safe home and a safe space. That's all you guys want, is just to be safe. And your ancestors are acknowledging that you guys are brave enough, you're courageous enough to step away from anything that is interfering with your ability to create a safe home, a safe environment, a safe space. You guys are just not going to put up with it at all. Even if it means that it's like, okay, you know, I'm kind of out in the cold, or I'm kind of by myself, you know, I'm not where maybe I want to be in my life in terms of my relationships and stuff like that with this moon in reverse. But you guys, it's like you're not settling in terms of a safe space in a safe environment. And so this is why your ancestors were pointing at your Ten of Cups right here. This is them saying that they honor your courage to have this safe home. And this is why I picked up on that powerful energy, that powerful spirit that is actually working on creating this for you, because they don't play about the family home. I don't know which energy that would be. There is some sort of energy though that just like I said, you guys could be drawn to like the Yoruba tradition, or even Santeria, something like that. Or it could just be like your own sort of, you know, your own beliefs and stuff that you're drawn to. It could be in a completely different culture, but whatever it is that you're drawn to, there is some sort of energy around you that is extremely serious. They honor family and they don't play about family. So whatever sort of energy or like generational sort of pattern that is kind of attached to you guys is like your family or your own personal relationships, that power is working through your life in terms of reintroducing harmony and stuff into your relationships and your family dynamic, so you can have that safe home and that safe space. And this is why you guys keep feeling led, you know, to step away from anything that is not that. Let's grab some additional messages. Okay, that flipped over fast. We have here expansiveness. Eternity is far more creative than the rigid, constrained, and exhausted ego. And then we also have energetic clearing. That's interesting. Energetic clearing with expansiveness. Because expansiveness, it talks about expansion. And so this is something kind of swelling. But then we have energetic clearing, which is all about purification, purging, releasing things that is not this 10 of cups, right? It's the courage to step away from something and to energetically clear your space in your life that is not this 10 of cups, that is not safe and it's just not healthy for you. But energetic clearing here says during crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. Yeah, this is that plan. So this may even be a feminine energy, because it says right here, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. The luminous plan is a safe home. It's a family dynamic. And that big power that I picked up that doesn't play about the family, it may be a feminine energy. Was that underneath the deck? I can't remember. Yes, that was underneath the deck. Okay, let's grab some angelic messages from your ancestors in the higher realms, in the angelic realms. See what they have to say to you. We have here, it says new light. Someone or something in your life needs to be seen in a different light. Observe things that you may have missed. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys interpret that one personally, because it almost sounds as though there could be somebody in your life kind of involved within this 10 of cups space. Maybe you energetically clear them from your life before, to create some sort of a safe space. But this could be somebody that your ancestors are trying to lead you to seeing differently in your life, especially with expansiveness right here. This is all about kind of like opening back up again. Yeah, so there could be somebody coming into your life, a new light, or it could be somebody from your past coming into your life. If so, you may have been drawn to another pile in today's reading. I'm not going to mention which one, but that was a very strong message in that pile. Underneath the deck here, we have not prepared. You're navigating a tricky situation. Create or reconsider your game plan before moving forward. Yeah, this is that moon in reverse right here, where you guys are just feeling like you don't know how to create this 10 of cups dynamic. Like what I was picking up when we were just looking at your tarot cards. You guys are like, I know family is supposed to feel like this. I know love is supposed to feel like this. And that's not what I'm experiencing. You guys, you have it in your soul. I will experience this 10 of cups. I will experience like true friendship or true love or true family or true support, whatever it may be. And so it's like you guys are, this not prepared is this moon card in reverse, where it's just like, I don't know how to get to this 10 of cups place that I know in my spirit I deserve, and I know in my soul that I'm going to create that space. I'm going to have that. I just don't necessarily know how to get from point A to point B, in other words. Let's grab a message from a Commission Netter, in other words, an Egyptian god or goddess. And whatever energies come out, these may be energies that you're very drawn to, or energies that are very drawn to you. So definitely do some research on them if you want, because you may find that you resonate with them. Okay. We have here Shu, order and peace. Again, peace, 10 of cups. Underneath the deck here, we have Ta, skill. So yeah, order and peace. This is you guys just saying like peace is the priority. But Ta, skill, I'm also going to read this out of the book as well. I'm going to read both of these 1 second. So order and peace here says, primordial God, son of Amun-Ra, who personifies the air, the wind, but also the light that broke the primordial darkness. His name means he who rises. Shu is commonly portrayed with an ostrich feather on his head. The ostrich feather is a symbol of lightness and purity, the air meaning breath of life and cooling breeze. This card advises you to adopt a more disciplined form of behavior. Try to avoid uncontrolled impulses of desires and passions. The time has come to lighten, just like new light right here, and rebalance your life. Respect rules with a greater responsibility. Yeah, you guys are really serious right now about boundaries and making sure that there's nothing but order and peace in your life. And your ancestors are as well as that big energy in you guys' field or your life that I picked up on. And we kind of have like Newt here kind of towering over this person in this card. So there's some sort of big energy around you that's like, yeah, I don't play about this peace and this safe home and this family dynamic neither. They're helping you do that. And so that may be why there's energetic clearing going on in your life as well right now too. And that may be what this not prepared card is talking about. Just feeling as though you guys are clearing out your home or your relationships or your family, whatever it may be. And then we have here Ptah skill, and it says God and patron of craftsmen and architects, as well as of knowledge and know-how. He is an engineer, bricklayer, blacksmith, and artist. He is depicted as a mummified man with a beard holding the Ankh scepter, the symbol of life, and the Jed staff, or of power, a symbol of stability. Yeah, more stability coming into you guys' life as well. It says Ptah provides you with the state of effortless concentration, bringing you lightness and familiar skill. He will make it easy for you to perform all manner of operations. Under his influence and through serene objectivity, you have the chance to transform your work into play and develop the power of mental development, the ability to transform things, or the capacity to awaken passions, but also to dominate them. And a final message from your ancestors. Let's just see what they want to say. Had to pull from the ancestral deck, doing a reading from the ancestors. Okay, so this says interact and relate, community, family, traditions. This is that 10 of Cups right here. And then underneath the deck, be an open channel, mediumship, ancestors, and spirits. So yeah, you guys are an open channel right now as well for this community, family, tradition, stuff like that to pour back in to your family, your lineage, your community. Okay, and interact and relate, the ancestor speaks, as community and family are highlighted for you. Just like I was saying, with your ancestors pointing at this 10 of Cups, they're highlighting family. But it says this card suggests that you have been isolating yourself or too busy to be present and engage with friends or family. Be mindful of how important it is to interact with others. You don't need people around you constantly, but it is healthy to have regular social outings and to feel connected with other people. Yeah, like I was saying, it is also normal for you guys to have an emotional break, an emotional rest, where you can lean on the people around you. But it says prepare and enjoy a meal with the people that you care about. And the divinatory meaning says your spirit shines brightest when you share your energy with others. Yeah, this is that 10 of Cups. You're not meant to travel through life alone. Exactly. Spirit has sent people and animals for you to interact with. Oh my God, didn't I pick up animals for you guys with the moon in reverse? There's some animal spirits around you for sure. But also, it says spirit has sent people and animals for you to interact and share your life with, reconnect with someone that you haven't seen for a while or haven't spent enough time with lately. This could be that new light card right here, and expansiveness. But yeah, pile 5, yes, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher selves, spirit, and our ancestors for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. All right, pile 6, welcome to your reading. That feels weird to say because I don't think I've done 6 piles in a while, if ever. But yeah, in today's reading, we are checking out the most pressing messages that your ancestors have been trying to communicate to you. And then I'll be pulling some additional oracle cards after we check out your tarot cards and your tarot reading here. So getting started with those, the very first one that we have for you is the 10 of Scarabs in reverse. And this is a 10 of Pentacles. Then we have Amit, card 11. This is Justice, also in reverse. Let me show you guys what Amit looks like upright. But it came out in reverse. And then we also have Set, card 15. So this is the Devil card, also in reverse. But I'm going to show you guys what this looks like upright for you to kind of take in the energy. And in reverse, this is how it came out. All reversals for you, pile 6. So some sort of curse has definitely been overturned. Curse, bad energy, whatever you want to call it, hex, and evil eye. I don't know if you have done some sort of prayer energy work in reversing hexes or curses or evil eyes or bad intentions sent your way. If you have, take this as confirmation that it definitely worked and something is on its way back to whomever sent it. So you're very insulated spiritually right now as well, Pile 6, where even if there was certain energy or karma that you sent out maybe back in the day that maybe you're like worried about catching back up to you in some way, you've averted it with your ancestors, because I see something bouncing off of this like what it looks like is like a force field around you, almost like a bubble. There could be someone close to you, or they used to be close to you, and you either suspected them of meddling in dark energy and dark magic, or you got proof that that was exactly what they were doing, because Amit here, who is an Egyptian Commission, netter, or entity, whose name means the devourer of the dead, or to swallow the dead, to swallow souls after judgment. She wasn't necessarily an energy that they worshipped or honored, because they saw Amit as a demon in their tradition in ancient Kemet, or, ancient Egypt. So someone or something around you, because this could have been an entity or a spiritual force or a curse sent towards you, with Set over here, and an energy on your spiritual team devoured it. So Set, it takes place as the devil card here, another dark energy, and Set ruled over enemies, chaos, and the desert in ancient Kemet, or in other words, he ruled over harsh, barren lands and environment. And look at what you have over here. This is a Ten of Scarabs, or the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So this is talking about a lack of something, not having something, something that is supposed to be yours, in other words. So this is kind of like material blessings, material manifestations that are supposed to have been in your life or manifesting in your life or something like that. And there may have been some sort of energy around you that was trying to stop that. And nothing or no one can stop what is meant for you. Right. But there was some sort of, before I get to even saying this though, let me just say, if this message is disturbing you or scaring you in any way, this might not be the pile meant for you, because more than likely, if this pile is meant for you, you will know exactly who or what I'm referring to in terms of this darker energy, spirit, or force around you. That was a spirit of scarcity, poverty, deficiency, or caused things like scarcity, poverty, deficiency, loss, and lack. That's exactly what this energy or frequency tried to cause in your life somewhere, and you used to suspect someone or something maybe doing work towards you that would affect your money, or maybe affect your work or your career or your home. This could have also been someone who was taking from you or stealing from you. There was a darker energy around you or your home or your assets, the things that you owned, your property. There are spirits that rule as deprivation and hardship and shortage and restrictions and impoverishment. And this is a spirit that your ancestors have called out, and your angels, or the angelic realms, they banished that. And it's not that things like restrictions and limitations is a bad thing. They serve their purpose, but there are certain energies that will try to interfere on our path and on our behalf, and they will try to stop whatever is meant for us, whatever God has meant for us, right? And so there was something here that the angelic realms for you, your ancestors called it out, and your angelic realms, they banished it. So you may notice, if you have not already, then you will notice very soon that after someone or something leaves your life, work will come in a lot easier. Money is going to flow a lot easier. If you were dealing with a lot of stuff breaking down around you and having to come up with money to fix this and repair that, with the Ten of Pentacles here in reverse, you will notice that that stops. And this is why you have all reversals here, talking about a reversal of intentions that someone or something else tried to have for you. Not that it worked, but they did try to possibly send that energy your way. And I normally do not like messages like this that come up, because I don't want to fan the flames of like paranoia or fear or concern. But those of you drawn to this pile are likely here for confirmation, because you are aware of this, because this was put on your path, or this was put on your spirit in a way that something is not right with this particular person or this particular situation. Someone could have even given you an item that was in your home, maybe like some jewelry or like a necklace or like a crystal or something, and you always felt something was off with it. It was like every time maybe you walked past it or picked it up, it just didn't feel right to you, or something isn't right about a particular person. Every time you're around them, you pick something up, and it's someone that masquerades as a friend. This is a sneaky, underhanded energy, and it's like you keep getting like this, like this like whiff of just badass, dark ass energy. And again, not to make anyone paranoid, okay? So it's like, if you have absolutely no suspicion about someone or something in your life, then again, this message is not for you. So please do not go, please not go like pointing, pointing fingers at anyone like, I know you're working that bullshit. Like, please, please don't do that if that's not something that you weren't already sort of like tuned into, right? So for those of you that are hearing this and you're like, girl, say less, like you know that this is confirmation. Yeah, your ancestors are saying you successfully returned an energy back. Kind of like ping pong, it bounced right back. So maybe you threw this item away if it was in your home, or you stopped hanging out with someone or telling them about your personal business. You may have just sort of felt like that gut feeling like, let me just shut up around them. Let me just stop telling them what's going on. You not only sent that intention back, but you also cut the cord between you and them with both justice, Amit right here, and Set, the devil, in reverse. As you can see, the devil in this card, it has two people roped up together or bound together. And you see how one person is dancing right here while the other person is weeping. You guys see that? And then we have here Amit, the card of justice. Amit was a soul eating, a soul devouring entity that after somebody had been judged, right? Amit is the card of justice. So justice is ruled by Libra, the sign that rules partnerships and close unions. Okay, but Amit is the energy that after a soul was judged and they were ruled as they're not worthy enough or righteous enough or pure in spirit and in heart enough in order to gain access to their version of heaven, which was like referred to as like the field of Iaru. If a soul was denied access there, then Amit would devour their heart. And in other words, it would devour their soul, would eat their soul. And again, you guys have Amit here, the card of justice, which rules partnerships, it rules relationships, it rules another person that you share a lot of stuff with. It also rules close unions. And this might not even have been someone doing like elaborate spell work on you. It's almost too easy to send bad energy out. All you really have to do is just think negative thoughts about someone. And the thing is when people are spiritually in tune and aware, like you, Pile 6, you have the spiritual alarm system that goes the fuck off, excuse my French, when something tries to breach your energetic territory. But you have these spiritual, I almost want to refer to them as like hounds. Like, that might be a weird way to describe them, but it's almost like they're spiritual hounds around you, like these hunting spirits around you. Reminds me of Sekhmet energy, where they do this, okay? They do this, they eat this, breathe this, sleep this. They were created to ferociously defend and protect whoever they are bonded to. So when certain energies get sent towards you that are not in your favor, they devour them, while the spirit of karma, justice, with Amit here, sends that energy right back to the sender, to the original sender, and it returns back double the force, like the number 11 on this Amit card right here, where it represents a double or two ones. So essentially, whoever this is has cursed themselves. So it's just bouncing right back to them like a boomerang. But your ancestors, they want you to know that, like, yeah, you're protected, but it's a bit more intense, or I would say aggressive, and that might be the wrong word to describe it. But like, this isn't just a shield in place around you where you have like, you know, like an energetic shield or like a force, like a field around you. You have energies like a Sekhmet presence around you that eats or relieves you of the wrong forces trying to touch you and your blessings, with this 10 of Pentacles in reverse over here. So there may be a jealous person around you as well. Be careful of, I keep saying a smile. I keep saying somebody smiling. So be careful of, like, actually, I don't even have to tell you that, because you guys can see straight through someone. This could be a friend, a family member, or work associate that every time something happens for you, they may act happy, they may smile, they may congratulate you, but you feel like something is off or behind that smile. There's an underbelly that you are all too aware of, Pile 6. And I just heard your ancestors say, ask for it to be revealed. Something is going to come out. If you want proof, they said they will make it known so you can handle that person and the situation accordingly. So they're saying if you want proof, ask them to reveal it. And they said they will make it abundantly clear to you, like very clear. Okay, so they're ready to expose somebody that ain't, yeah, they're ready to do that if you want proof. Okay, so let's start grabbing some additional messages from your ancestors. Okay, all right. It says here, study, let mind be clear and strong. Let me study well and long. And then we have true love come to me. True love shall come to me as I do will, so mote it be. So this is about true love coming to you guys. Study as well. I don't know why study feels like maybe somebody's studying you or watching you or observing you, or I don't know why it's coming through in that way. So study is something that your ancestors are talking about in terms of you. So this could be something that they're helping you guys with. If you guys are getting an education, if you're studying, if you're trying to take on maybe a new skill or a new interest, a new hobby, if there's something that you're really passionate about, maybe you want to get into that field, then they're opening up some sort of field of study or some sort of field that you guys are really interested in. Your ancestors are working on clearing a path, making a way for you, especially with this 10 of Pentacles in reverse right here with study coming out. And then with true love come to me, this actually reminds me of what my mom says. She says that sometimes there's a counterfeit before the real deal. The reason that I'm thinking of that is because this devil card right here, where it actually reflects a bad relationship or a toxic relationship, an unhealthy relationship. It's the complete opposite or antithesis to the Lover's card, right? So with true love come to me, you guys may notice that it's like there is a true person, a true relationship, a true love, a true friend, a true something that comes to you guys or comes into you guys' life that is the complete opposite of this this devil card right here. And so they're actually going to be supportive. They're actually going to cheer for you. They're going to genuinely be proud for you and of you. They're going to genuinely cheer for you. You won't have to look over your shoulder. This is a true love coming into your life, whether it's in the form of a romantic partner, a friendship, however it is that it manifests for you guys. Let's grab some additional messages here. Okay. From your ancestors, we have receiving, and it says every day becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. Yeah, you guys are receiving these blessings that are supposed to be coming in with this 10 of Pentacles in reverse right here. Something may have gotten held up because there may have been some blockages around, and those blockages, they could have manifested or come from that kind of like heavier energy around you guys, but you guys are now in a state of receiving. Nothing's in the way. The path is clear. So nothing's in the way with this receiving card right here. And then underneath the deck here, we have humility. Allow me, divine, to always accept the right assistance. I welcome your help in every way and delight in receiving it, just like it says receiving right here. So there's even some sort of assistance coming in for you guys. This could be talking about that 10 of Pentacles in reverse right here. There could even be some sort of opportunities coming in with whatever it is that you guys are skilled in with the study card right here, or it could be opportunities in love, friendship, stuff like that. Let's grab some additional messages from your ancestors in the higher realms. Okay, we have here, keep exploring, level up your expectations and don't settle for what you already know. See how you can improve your life. So keep exploring. I feel as though this is your ancestors talking about not to settle with something or not to settle somewhere with keep exploring, and then take a risk here. Yeah, exactly. Overcome the fear of taking a risk, and your bravery will be met with a reward. Let your intuition guide the way. So there's some sort of bravery here in terms of you guys maybe taking a risk. Could be with a opportunity, like a romantic opportunity or relationship. It could even be with like business or work, something like that. And then underneath the deck here, we have third party. Someone that you were not aware of will affect the outcome. Everything will unfold for the highest good, for the greatest good, for all involved. Okay, so whatever this third party is, something will unfold for the greatest good. It could be this other sort of like energy that I was kind of picking up that just didn't feel, it's trying to come off as a friend, but it's not. So this could be that third party, some sort of interference sort of energy is trying to get in the way, is trying to stop certain things. You guys are totally in your receptivity mode right now though. Nothing, absolutely nothing can stand in the way. Blockages are cleared out of the way. All the spiritual work that you guys have done, you guys have removed energies from your life, returned energies back that were coming in and trying to impede you and stop you in any way, shape, or form. All this third party extra stuff is out of the way for you, for sure. Let's grab a message here from an Kamisha Netra, otherwise, you know, seen as an Egyptian god or goddess. See what they want to say to you. Pile 6. Yeah. Okay, so we have here Setet, fruitfulness. And then underneath the deck, we have here happy renewal. Let me read both of these out of the book for you. 1 second. So renewal here says he represents the liquid and turbulent element. He symbolizes the fertility of the land, the abundance of the crops, and life renewed by the annual flood of the river Nile, which brings fauna and vegetation, the lord of fish, birds, and swamps. Happy is portrayed as a man with a large belly and large female breasts, a symbol of fertility. Follow the divine light along with the direction of passions. It is time to fully experience everything the world has to offer you. Go with the flow and live more intensely. Happy heralds a renewal, a new life, and new paths to go down. You could acquire imminent fortune in the field of trade. This is that study right here. So if you guys have been studying things like stock market or finances or what was that other thing, crypto, stuff like that, you guys are about to start seeing a lot of blessings and stuff working out for you and coming through for you with this receiving card and the 10 of Pentacles in reverse and with the study card over here. So whatever it is that you guys study, whether it's finances or something else, it's about to start coming through for you, especially with happy renewal. And then also Setet, fruitfulness. You guys get ready for a lot of fruitfulness, a lot of fruits coming through. But this card here says she is depicted as a woman with the crown of Upper Egypt with 2 gazelle horns on top. Her name derives from she who pours, which symbolizes the floods of the river Nile, or she who runs like an arrow. That is the current of the flowing river. In fact, she represents natural forces and phenomena. As goddess of fertility, she could signal to you the successful start of a new project or a new job. Yes, exactly. Was that 10 of Pentacles in reverse? It says, if you're in search of love, true love, come to me right here. Setet can help you and answer your wishes. If you are already in a relationship, she can bring you stability or even marriage because she protects new projects. Wow. Okay, so if you guys are getting involved in a new project, nothing's in the way of that. You guys will be receiving that. Maybe why study is here. There's something new that you guys are embarking on. You guys will be receiving all the blessings and all the fruit of that. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Some sort of blessings were like, I don't want to say held up. I feel like that's the wrong way to describe it, but it's like something was kind of, maybe it didn't come through as soon as it was supposed to. Maybe something seems like it's a little off with the timing or something, but no, it's coming through for you guys. Final message from you guys' ancestors. Okay. So it says here, connect with past loved ones, sense, feel, and reconnect. Beautiful. And then underneath the deck here, we have earth magic, nature, rituals, and charms. So you guys, if you're around any sort of energy that you don't trust, rely on charms, any sort of maybe like crystals that you feel like can protect you, or if there's anything from like a loved one that you have, like a rosary, for instance, like wearing that around you. If you have to be around this sort of like energy that you just don't trust, because maybe you like work with them, for example, then there may be something that if a loved one passed down something to you, like I said, like a rosary or a Bible, kind of use that in a way as like a charm to kind of also repel this energy as well. But I'm gonna read this out of the book. 1 second. Connect with past loved ones. The ancestor speaks, says pay attention to what you feel around you as well. Exactly. Yeah. Like I was saying, if you guys sense something else behind a smile or just something strange, pay attention to that, okay? But it says, as well as your 5 key physical senses, you have a 6th sense that connects you to the spiritual world. This card indicates that your 6th sense is strong. This is why you guys are picking up on that so much. It says your ancestors or loved ones in spirit are trying to get your attention. They are sending you signs that they are with you and love you very much. Watch for their signals and be open to connecting with them. Okay, so they're sending you guys a lot of signs and signals right now. This is, like I said, like I picked up from your ancestors that said, if you want confirmation as to whatever it is that's going on, just ask them for it. They will send you those signs. They will confirm it to you. And it says right here, watch for their signs or their signals and be open to connecting with them. Divinatory meaning here says, learn how to connect with your loved ones in spirit so they can bring guidance, confirmation, and confirmation and encouragement in times of stress or trouble. This is that energy. It says you may sense your past loved ones when the hair on your arm rises or when you feel heat or cold in and around your body. You may also experience a sensation in your stomach or a heightened need to be on alert. When this occurs, take a moment to ground, breathe deeply, clear your mind, and allow guidance to arise in your heart, mind, or feelings. Yeah, This is where all that awareness is coming from, you guys. But you are totally protected. But pile 6, this is all that I'm seeing for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, and amazing spirit for these messages, as well as the ancestors. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed, and to keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys.